So our food flow is always volatile. We don't, the percentage of where we get our food changes depending on what's going on in the country. About 10% always is coming from donations, from the Letter Carriers Food Drive, from donations from the community. We purchase about 30 to 50%, and then we also get food through the United States Department of Agriculture. There are lots of streams of funding that come through USDA, and we were getting a great amount of food, particularly the past 2 years, and food that we would normally have to purchase, such as meat and dairy. It was coming through a new stream called Credit Commodity Corporation. And then we were just notified just in the past few weeks that that stream of funding was canceled. And so the way it works with USDA food is that we get an offer and we kind of have a plan for the next 6 months about what's going to come in. And so the 6 months that we were expecting, there are 17 trucks from the CCC funding is what they call it, that won't be coming in. If you look at the value of it, it's over $300,000 worth of food, and it's the items that are very difficult for us to purchase because they're expensive. So a lot of chicken and a lot of pork, things like that, dairy, milk, that we are now going to have to all of a sudden pivot and purchase. So we do have a food budget. Our food budget is about $1.8 million, but we weren't expecting to have to add $300,000. Now, we're still getting some food through the USDA, but it's a lot smaller. It's more of produce. And again, we need to make sure we have balanced items for our pantries. Well, the biggest thing is donations. I mean, we're going to have to purchase. We're going to have to pivot. We've already had to do it. We were expecting things to come in April that are not coming in, and so we turned to the wholesale market and buy those items. So donations particularly of funds are very important for us to be able to do that, because at the same time, we're also expecting that there's going to be an increase in need just because of the volatility that we're seeing in the country. There are already we were at one of the highest service levels we've ever been in the history of our organization. But inflation has really hit families hard, and we're seeing people who are first time to food insecurity and had no idea that they were ever going to need to go to a food bank. And we did a survey last summer, and 46% of the people we surveyed in our pantries had at least one person in the household who was working full time. And this isn't just somebody you see on the street corner holding a sign. This is the people you're working next to, the people who are sitting next to your kids in school who are struggling to get their next meal. One of the big things about Loaves and Fishes since day one has been self-declaration of need. We don't require income verification. If you tell us that you need emergency food assistance, we believe you. We have a pantry network where we're going to schedule appointments, and we have 10 pantries that we schedule appointments for every day. We also have home delivery program where we deliver up to 70 deliveries a day throughout all of Kalamazoo County. We prefer appointments for all of those, so you can contact our call center and we can make sure that we can get you scheduled. We also, if somebody does walk in, we take care of them. We also have a lot of mobile food distributions where you don't need to make an appointment. It's not quite as much as you're going to get through our pantry system, but you're going to get, maybe 5 to 7 supplemental items. Sometimes that's all people need. It's just a little extra to kind of offset their grocery bill. We see people from all walks of life. I mean, there is absolutely no typical face to food insecurity, and oftentimes it's exactly what you said, somebody who never thought they would be in this situation. What we see a lot is people who only need our services maybe once or twice a year when something happened and that took their budget. So somebody was living penny to penny, and then all of a sudden someone gets sick. All of a sudden the car, the brakes need to be replaced and you need that car to get to work, so you got to fix that. Or there's, the water heater goes out, or all those things that we all experience as just, living and being human. And then if you are living paycheck to paycheck and having a difficult time making ends meet, that can put you on the precipice of financial crisis. So to be able to reach out and say, can I just get a little bit to help me get through this month, really helps solidify our community because it keeps them from going into further trouble. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize about Loaves and Fishes, in addition to our pantry network and all of the programs we have that work directly with people, we also do a lot of distribution to other agencies who have food as part of their program. So pantries that we aren't scheduling for, but they need food to help stock their pantry, very much a food bank model. And so there are 20 agencies that have allocations in our warehouse that they can get up to a certain amount of food for free, and it helps them reach their population that they're serving. And while all of those individuals that they're serving could also come to us, sometimes there's just a better connection. Example of that is Western's Visible Need Program. You know, students also are able to get rent assistance and different assistance through that program, so it makes more sense for that to go to that pantry. So as the prices increase, those pantries have a more difficult time getting the dollars to go farther for what they're trying to stock, and so they're coming to us for more help, and we need to be able to support that. I mean, it's we're all in this community together. We anticipate that there will be more people reaching out that have never used our services before. Again, a lot of people are experiencing unexpected job loss, or they're just being impacted by other cuts to other nonprofits who maybe were assisting them in certain ways.